All right, here's some of my thoughts on leadership and how to be a better leader. First on my list, a huge one, is accountability. Remember, accountability rolls uphill. Oftentimes, if there's a problem with a process breakdown, something with some friction within the team, or something gets delayed, it can usually be traced back to leadership. Accountability rolls uphill. Here's the next one, kindness. Did you ever have a situation in your career where you got the impression that being a kind leader wasn't cool or wasn't the right way to approach it? That's wrong. Kindness is hugely important as a leader. You have to be kind to the people you're working with, especially your team members. There's nothing bigger than kindness in this world that helps keep things in a positive state. Kindness, big one. The next big one is dealing with ambiguity. Life is full of a bunch of open-ended problems. That's all it really is, if you boil it down. An open-ended problem set. And the more that you can deal with ambiguity, especially when helping a team member work through a problem, then that's going to build them up and get their confidence to be able to do it too. Another one is decision making. You got to be able to not be afraid of making decisions, even though you understand that it's possible you might make the wrong one. That helps the team understand and be more confident when they need to make decisions. They won't be afraid either. My decision right now. The next big one is clear communication or clear comms. You know, if you need to task somebody on your team, you need to be able to define the problem statement clearly. You need to be able to clearly define the due date. And guess what? The clear comms is not always about asking people to do stuff for you. It's also about listening. So clear communication, two-way street. Another one on the list is being thoughtful. There's different ways to be thoughtful, of course, but a couple of things that come to my mind is thoughtful in how you respond to a team member's concern about an issue that comes up on the project or at work, and being thoughtful with how you handle situations when team members explain something that's going on. They open up and explain to you something that's going on in their personal lives. Be thoughtful how you approach those situations. Here's a bonus one about being thoughtful or humanizing your relationship with your team members. Oftentimes it really goes a long way to learn what makes them tick, what their passions are. Sometimes you uncover something that both of you have in common that you love to do, and sometimes you can ease a little bit of stress during high tension situations to just talk about the things you love together. The next one is the courage to stand up when there's friction between people, especially on your own team. I've had to do this before. It's not always a comfortable thing, but generally the goal is for you to keep the team moving forward in positive spirits and working well together. So the courage to stand up and say something. It's important. And the last one on my list, my short list, is to do your best to remain calm, because a calm leader helps keep the team calm. If you react to a situation irrationally, and sometimes it can panic people on the team. And now, this is by no means an exhaustive list. There's things like gratitude for the hard work that your team does. There's empathy for your team when they're in situations that are beyond their control or devastating situations. Sort of alluded to that in my one of the earlier things that I said, but that's hugely important. And recognizing achievements and letting your team cook with innovation if they have the space to do so, if they're allowed to on specific projects. That's important. So this is by no means an exhaustive list. And just to let you know, I'm working on all these things right now. I'm going to continue to build myself on these principles. And I'll never be perfect at them, because there's no such thing as perfect. But I'm going to do my best every day to keep growing and learning and doing better than I did the day before. All right, everybody, I hope this helped. And if you want to chat a little bit more about leadership, feel free to reach out. We can chat a little bit. Okay? And I hope you guys have a good night and that you found this informative. Let me know if you think I missed anything major, or if there was something that you had more questions on, or if there was something that you thought could have been better explained. And I'd be happy to do so in the comments. All right, everyone, have a good day. Bye.